Perfect. Hey, how you doing? Is there any chance we're gonna get someone up just for scoreboard, or I mean? Okay. 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 Sounds good. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Have you seen that Instagram where it's like sometimes all I think about is food? Like,
I haven't, but it's true. It's one advantage of working in sports journalism. You get media meals. So it's bonus.
Yeah.
Do they feed you before and after games or cow?
well, we get hot dogs from the
Okay.
snack bar for baseball. Yeah, it's not like a regular thing, but
Yeah. No, I can't lie. It's
well, actually for football we do.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's really nice. I was like, if I cover a USC basketball game or football, they always get us right. It's actually funny.
It's always like a full spread.
It's always a full spread. I will say basketball is always better than football. Football,
Really?
yeah, the football just sometimes they'll give you like. I remember there was like a morning game. I don't know, it was like a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
They gave us eggs, and it was the most watered down eggs I'd ever had. It was actually just. I was like, I can't read this. But they started. I think it was the Penn State game. They started doing like after the game they would serve beer in the press box. And so like they would make the announcement like midway through the third quarter and they'd be like, we appreciate all the hard work you guys do, and so after I mean obviously you're writing your story after the game, but like
Yeah.
they'd like they give you a beer, pass a pizza.
Awesome. That's awesome. I wish we could go back to the old times when it was like, baseball broadcasters were just downing glasses of whiskey while they're
Smoking a cig,
have a cigar, talking that weird old timey voice.
I was always able to like stay on my feet.
Yeah. No, I get so lucky. So I'm sick.
Yeah.
I get
Oh.
so, we don't have a summer medical, but I get like we have bathroom meals delivered. What's that? It's like a meal company. Okay. And they have nice really meals, and so we have like freezer stuff. Yeah, so we're nights like this, we just go before the game, and then they always used to give me like a stipend for meal money. Actually, never said depends on how long we get. We basically get $20 for every meal. So we go on a road trip for the weekend. It's gonna get us like half the meals we would have on most of us.
That's a pretty sweet deal. I wasn't getting the athlete meals, but it would serve some good stuff. It was mainly like burgers and pasta.
I was jealous as fuck though, because during our conference tournament, our other student manager, who's usually in the press box doing this, they had an insane spread, and it was only for like the press box people. And so he brought us back like a bunch of shit.
No, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. You guys really good. I will say the most stingy press box I've seen though was at the Rose Bowl. Really? They gave you a ticket, and it was like you could only go once and drop off. Right, USC could. Granted, have a little bit more funds, but.
Yeah.
You ready? Oh, I like these all great kits.
We come to you live from George Sparky Anderson Field here on the beautiful campus of California Lutheran University, right here in Thousand Oaks, California. And we welcome you up to our broadcast booth alongside Judo Kanyas. My name is Sammy Fawn, and today the Conejo Oaks host the MLB Academy Barons for the second time this season. Now, this is the second day in a row that these two teams have faced each other, and this is the third time in a row that the Barons have faced the Oaks. And yesterday we saw the Oaks get defeated in what was a 4-2 win for the MLB Academy Barons. And one thing I observed from the Barons' victory over the Oaks yesterday was that their pitching was outstanding and they got their runs when they needed to.
No, certainly right, Sammy. They held the Oaks to just 2 runs, their lowest total that we had seen in this 2025 season. And it dates back to July 21st,
2024 was the time that the Oaks only scored 0 runs against the Slow Blues. So it's been over a year since this team
has pretty much found
Oh, and so I agree that the pitchers were great, but also
it was nice to see how the Barons came out in this round.
Well, the Oaks come into today 4-2 in the California Collegiate League. The Barons 2-3, looking to get another win over the Oaks. And starting on the mound for the Conejo Oaks is the left-hander Val Castrol. Now, Val Castrol, in his second pitching appearance this season, we saw him pitch last Saturday on June 7th against the Santa Barbara Foresters in that 14-5 victory. But Castrol was outstanding in that game. He threw 4 innings of 3-run ball. Only one of those runs was earned. He did allow 6 hits, but he struck out 7 batters, did not walk a batter.
Yeah, Castro was really working that strike zone.
Leadoff batter for the Barons, Chip Mertz, lays down a bunt right on top of the plate. But the catcher for the Conejo Oaks, Jacob Galloway, fires a strike to Jake Schwartz for the first out. Well, we'll take a look at the batting order for the MLB Academy Barons. Chip Mertz led off. DJ Akiyama in the number 2 spot right behind him. Trevor Smith, designated hitter. In the middle, Alejandro Torres, Jacob Thanovsky, and Gavin Taylor. And to finish it off, Hunter Backstrom, J.J. Nielsen, and Jordan Carrington. As Castrol fires a strike on the outside part of the plate to DJ Akiyama. Well, one thing different I noticed, for the first time since the Oaks have been facing the Barons this season, is only one Taylor was in the starting lineup for the MLB Academy Barons, and that is Gavin Taylor behind the plate. You may see Colin Taylor as well play third base, but some changes in the starting lineup for the Barons.
certainly the Barons took big advantage in that first inning where they scored 2 runs.
As DJ Akiyama fouls that one back.
There was 2 RBI doubles from Hunter Backstrom and Gavin Taylor. Pivotal in that victory last night.
0-2 on the way. That misses outside to Akiyama. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And DJ Akiyama was not in the starting lineup yesterday, and neither was Chip Mertz, so some changes we're seeing those early on.
Yeah, we saw DJ Akiyama on Tuesday when the Oaks defeated the Barons 10-5. Akiyama went 3 for 3 on that day with an RBI and a walk.
He also saw Chip Mertz that day in the leadoff spot. He went hitless that day, 0 for 5. 1-2 to Akiyama. Fastball high outside. Count opens at 2. Well, the Conejo
after yesterday's loss at MLB Youth Academy in Compton. As Akiyama looks at the ball downstairs and away, the count runs full. Well, I must say, yesterday was the first time I've been to MLB Youth Academy. I know it was the same for you, Jude. It's a very nice facility right adjacent to Compton College as Akiyama draws a walk. Good at bat by Akiyama, working the count full and coming back all the way from 0-2 to 3-2.
Yeah, it was a beautiful campus on the MLB Youth Academy that is kind of in the heart of the Compton Community College. And yeah, it was a great night out. A little bit windy, but it's a beautiful sunset.
Here's Trevor Schmidt, who flies high in the air to right center field. Ranging to his left is Tommy Kenlinger, who makes the catch
To the wall. So a nice play by Kenlinger in right center, out number 2, and we saw Trevor Schmidt start at first base yesterday.
designated him yesterday for the Barons was Jason Delviar. Delviar not in the starting line today. That brings up Alejandro Torres, who's going to start in left field today. Castro takes a look at Akiyama at first base. Well, Torres, another guy who was not in the starting line at yesterday's game at MLB Youth Academy. As there are 2 outs here at the top of the first inning, Akiyama with a huge lead at first base draws another pickoff throw, a very steady one at bat. And it's Jake Schwartz getting the start at first base for the Oaks.
First 2 down. Castro delivers to home plate, and Torres fouls that one away. Well, defensively for the Conejo Oaks, Castro on the mound. Galloway behind the dish. Schwartz at first. Ethan Gonzalez at second base. Holly at third base. We saw him in left field yesterday. Hewitt at short.
As Castro delivers the 0-1, it's chopped on the infield. Tyler Holly fires to first in time for out number 3. So no hits, no runs, 1 walk. And we head to the bottom of the first. No score. Stay tuned.
That's my bad.
Oh, you're all good.
Good crowd for that fly ball. So what was the score? We lost yesterday.
Yeah, we lost 4-2.
4-2. I don't know. It was just like, how did the pitchers look?
Pitchers were good.
The Barons or
Yeah,
the Oaks? The Barons pitchers were good.
Oh, they were great.
They were dealing.
The Oaks said they scored in the first 2 innings.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was 7-4.
Decent velo.
I honestly, I mean, they were getting. I mean, there was no like, we had no like, what do you call it? I guess like trackman. Like we couldn't see how fast they were fishing, but the leadoff guy for the Barons, Nathaniel Williams, only like a freshman, crushed one to right field. Crushed one to right field. Yeah, it was just at the end, like the Oaks just couldn't capitalize on guys on base.
Yeah, last time I was. Last time I was there, that football field behind the right. Football stadium.
At the MLB Youth Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right field. I was catching it and they put it onto the.
Alright, ready? Here we are in the bottom of the first inning. The Conejo Oaks will come up to bat against Frankie
Lopez, the starter for the MLB Academy Barons, making his second pitching appearance of the season. On the season, he has struck out 3 batters, walked 3, and allowed 3 hits. Has allowed just 1 run. That one was not earned as he still has a blank ERA. Tommy Kenlinger leads things off for the Oaks just as he did yesterday. He looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Kenlinger getting a start in center field today. As Frankie Lopez delivers the 0-1.
Kenlinger yesterday was 1 for 3 with a double and a run and a walk.
Double to start off for the tough play. Throw to first is out in time. So Tommy Killinger with an infield single and third baseman Jordan Wilson came charging in, but the throw was just about a fraction off. Might have been a situation where the tie goes to the runner. Killinger with his wheels
And
as a center fielder.
that's why you don't take your foot off the gas. And Kellinger gets rewarded for a base hit.
Well, that brings up now Lucas Danuitz, the right fielder for the Oaks, and Killinger draws the pickoff throw to first. Lucas Danuitz yesterday had a hit as Killinger is in at first. Danuitz takes inside for a ball. Lucas Danuitz, a guy who just completed his undergrad at Cal Lutheran, is heading into the NBA program at Cal and still has one more year of eligibility on the baseball team. This past season, he hit 2 home runs for the Kingsmen. As that one drops in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Frankie Lopez out of Utah Valley University, where he spent this past season, posted a 3.37 ERA, just allowing 3 hits and 2 runs, 1 being earned.
Danuitz chops that one foul. Count now goes to 1-2 on Danuitz.
2 seasons at Cerritos College, he was 2024 third team All-American as well as first team SoCal.
Pickoff throw to first. That one was rather close. But Killinger gets back safely. 1-2 count on Lucas Danuitz, who was certainly a strong pickup for the Kingsmen to where he transferred to Cal Lutheran in the fall of 2023. And Danuitz takes one low and outside. The count is even at 2.
Daniewitz's first time up at the plate yesterday was hit by a pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Danuitz rips one into left field for a base hit. Killinger goes to second, and the Oaks with back-to-back hits to start off the bottom of the first facing Lucas Danuitz, who was first team All-Sky this season alongside Frankie Lopez and Luke Wexler. Danuitz was your first All-Sky and Sky this past season, batting .413, also the 4th best OPS and the 4th most hits in the Sky with 59. He was also DailyBaseball.com 3rd team All-Region.
And this is what you like to see early on from the Oaks, as they now, with 2 hits here in the first inning.
There's a bunt by Galloway. It's beautiful. Throw to first in time, so Galloway does his job. Lays down a sacrifice bunt, moving Killinger to third, and Danuitz to second. Great speed on the bases for the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, after starting the game scoring a run in the first and the second inning for the Oaks, we're just held to 3 hits in the last 7 innings of that game. So the bats are here active early for the Oaks, and that's something obviously very important as they head into this weekend stretch.
And here's Tyler Hawley, who got the start in left field for the Oaks. Also recorded his 2nd hit of the season. And he takes the ball outside 1-0. Tyler Hawley's hit that came in the 3rd inning. He doubled to left field. We saw him clear the bases against the Santa Barbara Foresters this past Wednesday. 1-0. Check swing, and Hawley did in fact go around, so it's an even 1-1 count. And the Barons, they look like a completely different team from what we saw out of them this past Tuesday, even though, funny enough, they scored 1 less run.
Then from when they had lost to the Oaks, but their pitching was outstanding, and they got firing right away. And Hawley chops that one foul right into the Oaks dugout.
Yeah, they held the Oaks to 7 scoreless innings in yesterday's win. So it was a impressive job from the starting pitcher Joel Tenero, but as well as the relief guys for the Barons.
Frankie Lopez facing some early game traffic, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out in the bottom of the 1st inning. No score yet, but 1-2 to Hawley. Drops one away. The count evens at 2. Tyler Holly, we've talked about his ability to make solid contact at the plate. Looks like he's, in these past recent games, starting to break out a little more. 2-2. Chopper on the infield to third, coming home, and is safe. And J.J. Nielsen decided to throw the home plate. Tommy Kenninger got a great shot from third. He was gutsy, showing his pitching since we saw Caden Falston yesterday get gunned down at the plate on a fielder's choice. But Kenninger rushes home, and it's 1-0 Oaks. Still with 1 out, and now first and second.
Yeah, that was certainly a gutsy play right there by Kellinger, who just got there in the nick of time. And it was a good attempt by the third baseman, Nielsen, to jump on that ball, but just a delay in his throw.
Kickoff throw to second. Danny gets back safely. Yeah, Cade Falskin, he's another guy who we're seeing break out early on as he starts his season with the Oaks early on. Here's Brady Hewitt. Makes a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Brady Hewitt yesterday came on as a pinch hitter later in the game for Ethan Gonzalez. No balls and 1 strike. First and second, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Hewitt falls behind 0-2.
Like we mentioned, the Oaks just up to 2 runs yesterday. Their lowest total all season long. Dates back to July 21st, 2024, when they scored 0 runs against the Slow Blues.
The Oaks will face the San Luis Obispo Blues much later during this season. And there's a swing and a miss, and Hewitt goes down the away of the K for the second out. So first strikeout of the game for Frankie Lopez, and that'll be his 4th of the season. That'll bring up Jake Schwartz, who's getting the start at first base. And speaking of first base, neither ideal first baseman for the Oaks is getting the start today. And we did see Nate Johnson come out of the game after an apparent injury following a swing that he took. And we're not sure exactly what it was, but it looked like he was grabbing his shoulder and was just clearly in discomfort. And it was mid at bat, and he had to be pinch hit for by Jonah Dawson.
Yeah, it looked like his left shoulder, and it was just on his swing. He went down instantly and grabbing that left shoulder. So
1-0 to Schwartz is a fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Schwartz, another guy who was not in the starting lineup yesterday, did not get playing action on the road against the Barons yesterday. 2-0. Looks at a ball down and in, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, I mean, just in this inning, that was a huge run that the Oaks scored on that potential fielder's choice at third base, but Tommy Kenninger with his speed and his wheels, like we said, we saw Team Falston get gunned down on that same play basically yesterday. 3-0 to Schwartz is a fastball outside, and that will load the bases. And up to the plate comes Anthony Thomas, who's the designated hitter in today's game.
that was just good patience there from Schwartz, who went 0 for 2 in his last time on the in the plate, I should say, versus the Santa Barbara Forsters on Wednesday.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that we have seen both Thomas and Galloway in the starting lineup simultaneously.
You would be correct.
It's a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, Thomas and Galloway splitting the duties behind the dish this summer, as well as the newly Nolan Johnson, who we saw.
That one drops low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Anthony Thomas batting .333 on the season so far. Looks at one on the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Frankie Lopez, the count still facing some traffic. He's already allowed
strikes with 2 outs. Bases loaded. 1-2 on the way. Misses just a little outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Daniels at third. Galloway, Holly at second, and Schwartz at first. And there's strike 3 called right on the inside corner. So the Oaks score one run. They do leave them loaded. And now head to the second inning. 1-0 Oaks. We'll be right back.
All right, camera.
What do you need help with the camera?
Oh no, but I mean, if you're doing nothing.
Or scoreboard.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you
Scoreboard.
want to.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, for the most part, the camera can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Yeah.
If she asked me, she texted me in the middle of that inning, help with this. So what do I do?
Got balls, strikes, raise it up, and once it gets to 4 balls, it'll automatically.
How do I raise them up? Do I just click things?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh,
you can do
okay.
like a little
Where's the? Oh, there we go. There's an up arrow. Okay, cool.
click that, and then once you get to 3 strikes, it'll automatically do that, and then oh yeah, and for the score, so you'll be on like this green arrow, and what'll happen is
Wait, say that again.
These are the runs.
Yeah.
You got visitors and home, and what'll happen is you'll add a run when they score, and it'll add a run to this total, but it'll be however many in the particular inning right under call or right under this.
Okay, and then do I click these to put a runner on base?
Yes.
Okay,
And then
clear bases.
whenever they're not on base, you can just unclick
Okay.
it. Or you could also like reset bases. And then also for innings.
Yeah.
So once the inning ends, it'll say mid-second, but you have to click that arrow again so it can say bottom second.
Okay.
And same thing for top. 1-0 Oaks as we now head to the top of the second inning, and leading off for the Barons is Jacob Klinowski, the right fielder, this lefty-on-lefty matchup. Val Castro in his second inning of work today. He delivers ball 1 downstairs, while Jacob Klinowski went 0 for 3 at the plate yesterday, got the start in right field. And he flies that one near the left field, near the line, and coming in, and a diving attempt by Isaac Neal. What an effort that was. Comes up a little bit short.
Yeah, we've seen some Oaks make some ballsy plays on some balls hit foul. Saw Nate Johnson just a couple days ago with a nice sliding catch. Right there, just misses it by a smidge.
He did everything he could there, and you know, Veal, we've seen him play center field. He is a very fast runner, and we know he can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, that also comes when he's on the bases. He has 1 stolen base on the year.
1-1 to Klinowski is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Castro, right now at Moorpark College, spent the past 3 seasons. He's played and started in every game that he's been in college.
That one is ripped to second base. It's caught on 1 hit by Gonzalez. Throw to first, 1 out. Gavin Taylor, the catcher.
And Taylor was one of the 2 batters that brought in
The opening runs for the Barons in that first inning.
with an RBI double. He was 1 for 4 on the day with
RBI, that double, and 2 strikeouts.
That one misses low, and I think the most shocking runs that the Oaks gave up yesterday was that no-doubter home run to right field by Nathaniel Williams, who is not in the starting lineup today. But certainly a huge play in that game, which ultimately ended up being the game-winning run. There's a strike that drops over the plate, and that's the first home run that the Oaks have given up this season. Oaks have hit 2 of their own in the name of Devin Wilkes and Johnson.
Yeah, that was the second home run for the Barons this season.
There's a swing and a miss by Gavin Taylor. He falls behind 1-2, and in the outfield for the Conejo Oaks from left to right is Isaac Field, Tommy Killinger, and Lucas Taylor. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one drops in the dirt. Count evens at 2.
Castro. Saw him last versus Santa Barbara Foresters on Saturday. Like you mentioned, Sammy, had 7 strikeouts in that game.
2-2 pitch high outside. It's a full count.
And in those last 2 innings that we saw him, he produced 5 strikeouts.
2025, he didn't allow a single home run from Moorpark College. Now it is yanked to left field. That is going to get down for a base hit. Keo cuts it off and gets it in quickly to Hugh Gavin's Taylor at first base. But the Barons with their first hit of this game, a one-out single by Gavin Taylor.
And that was great placement right there by Taylor to get it just close to that third base line and left field. We get there in time just to hold it to a base hit. As we mentioned, Gavin Taylor certainly has the power to make extra base hits.
And here's the guy, Hunter Backstrom, who has had 2 good appearances at the plate against the Oaks as he lays down a beautiful sacrifice bunt to move Gavin Taylor over out of the two, but the Barons now have the tying run at second base. That'll bring up J.J. Nielsen for the Conejo Oaks.
Already seen quite a few bunts to start this game. Chip Mertz had one himself.
Nielsen went hitless yesterday, 0 for 4 at MLB Youth Academy. There's a strike that crossed over the plate. That ball covered 2 different parts of the strike zone. It started off kind of in the middle and dropped low. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs and a runner at second. Castro leads. Another strike. This one on the inside part of the plate. 0-2. Great facility, MLB Youth Academy, adjacent to Compton College. Compton, a place that I have not really been to, possibly ever before. So I guess Nicholas Taylor chopped foul. So Tyler Ollie still letting it roll out of caution.
Yeah, driving down to Compton College at about 2 p.m. was not very fun, with lots of traffic heading southbound, but got there in time for the game.
Especially in LA on Friday. That's never a dream scenario for us. 2-2. Always fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes still to count on J.J. Nielsen.
Yeah, it'd be a very different city if they had working transportation.
On deck for the Barons is Jordan Carrington getting the start at first base. 0-2 pitch. Is fouled straight back.
And so Nielsen, a dual sport athlete, who's currently at the University of Hawaii, has just recently given up one of his 2 loves, and that is football, to commit himself to playing baseball full time. He was a 3-star quarterback coming out of high school. And Jordan High.
0-2. Fastball misses high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned Castro pitched in that 14-5 loss against the Santa Barbara Foresters, but I mean, you gotta give Castro credit for that game. He basically did everything he could, allowed a few runs, but kept the Oaks in the game. There's a swing and a miss, drops it into the right. Now Castro, now with his first strikeout of the day, 8th of the season, and the head to the bottom of the second. Stay tuned.
Okay. I have a question for you. Yeah. Do I have to do anything with this, like overall hits and stuff? Or
I
do
would
you guys not bother with that?
You don't have to worry about that too much.
Okay.
I mean, we have stats there, so
Yeah.
and the viewers can't even see that.
That's what I was wondering. Does this ever show up? So is it like the viewers, do they need to see that?
Not really.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Another cool thing, which you probably won't have to worry about, but
We do have the colors and the names down there, and we just that's easy to change.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it so that my mic doesn't keep like falling down. It may not happen. It's okay.
Ready?
Now batting number 2.
We enter the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Isaac Veal, the left fielder, leading things off for the Conejo Oaks. Batting in the number 8 spot for Conejo, right in the middle of Anthony Thomas and Ethan Gonzalez, getting his first looks of the day. Here's a fastball that hits the outside corner for a strike, nothing in one. Frankie Lopez in his second inning of work. And one thing to point out, we saw Kenny Valorian go 5 innings yesterday. That's the first time we've seen any pitcher go more than 4.
Yeah, it makes you really think what would have happened in that Saturday game versus the Santa Barbara Foresters had Castro gone 5. He was holding the 4th, as we mentioned, and the next inning,
There's a ground ball, base hit through the left side. So Isaac Veal has got himself a leadoff single. 4th hit of the day for the Oaks.
that's got to feel good for Veal, who was 0 for 3 on the day, Tuesday's win. Walking around, so first hit in his first plate appearance. Like I was mentioning, yeah, I mean, if we saw Castro go maybe 5, we'd be looking at a different record for the Oaks.
Here's Ethan Gonzalez. He looks at one outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Ethan Gonzalez was the starting shortstop in yesterday's game. He was subbed out via Bernie Hewitt. As that one misses low away, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the Oaks, for the second inning in a row, have put their leadoff man on at first via a single. The first inning was an infield single off the corner. That one sails outside. Ethan Gonzalez in the driver's seat. He's got a 3-0 count.
Kenlinger, the base runner brought in for the first run of this game. RBI by Tyler Hawley.
On the 3-0, it's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez has played for 3 years at Cal State LA. He's hit a home run each season. Lopez checks in the first. Gonzalez has reported that his most exciting experience in sports was hitting first inning grand slam in what was a 3-for-4 performance in a 10-9 victory over Colorado School of Mines. And that was in his seventh start of his freshman year. There's a swing and miss, and count runs full on Gonzalez.
Yeah, grand slam. That's what you dream as a kid to do, and you finally get that achievement.
3-2 on the way. Line drive on a hop. Throw to first. From Jordan Carrington, Gonzalez holds at first, but Veal goes to third.
Coach Solis originally telling Veal to go home, but Carrington got on the ball just quick enough to hold Veal at third. Right there, we see that fast base running that Veal poses for any defense.
Going to be an error on the Barons. So Oaks have runners on first and third with nobody out, and that was not a double play ball by any means, but you set yourself up to get 1 out, but you get a chance to punish the Barons for a mistake. There's a line drive. It's caught at short by
So it's a big first out here in the bottom of the second for the Barons. Heading for Rick's one to short, but right into the glove of the young. That'll bring up Lucas Daniel, which he singled his first time up. Bats in a big spot here. Runners at the corners, one out, and Frankie Lopez checks on Ethan Gonzalez.
So yeah, it was those first 2 innings for the Oaks where they scored their 2 runs. They're gonna have to.
Ground ball left side. Throw to second. The bag. It's another error on the Barons. Play was made a short by Akiyola, but his ball was too high, and it pulled Chip Mertz off the base, and it's 2-0 Oaks, still with 1 out. And now brings up Jacob Galloway, who laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. First and second, 1 out. Lopez deals. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Well, after the Oaks put their first 2 on in the top of the first, it was Galloway who laid down that sac bunt, which was followed by Tyler Holly's RBI infield single. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. 2-0 Oaks. Lopez deals. Off speed, this is high and outside.
Lopez really still trying to find that strike zone here early on. He's got a few gifts from the umpire with some of the strike calls.
1 ball and 1 strike. Lopez delivers. This is just a hair upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike.
This is where the Oaks need to take advantage. We saw what the Barons can do when their bats get hot, and so you, as the Oaks, you want to keep adding to this lead.
2-1 from Lopez. Galloway swings and misses to even the count at 2. We've also seen what can happen defensively and on the mound when the Barons get a good enough lead to boost their confidence and help them get them through the rest of the game.
100%. The Barons pitchers 7 scoreless in that win yesterday.
2 on, 1 out. Throw to second, and Akiyama is able to move to his left to save that ball. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Jacob Galloway. Tyler Holly waits on deck. 2 on, 1 out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Misses upstairs and the count runs forward. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jacob Galloway.
And Lopez kind of has to find that strike zone, especially with a guy like Galloway who's 5'9", and it makes that more of a tight strike zone there.
Pitch for runners go. It's chopped for the middle. What a stop by Lopez. He's only by his first, but my goodness, what a leaping grab by Frankie Lopez. That was certainly a huge play.
He went up to the sky for that one. He had to do his best Statue of Liberty impersonation. Able to get there in time and also get the out at first.
I don't know if anybody's watching from New York, but if you are, I'm sure that'll be a crowd. Now the batter is Tyler Holly, who had an RBI infield single his first time up on that chopper to third. Wilson decided to come home with it, but Kelliger speed just beat the throw. Swing and miss, no balls and 1 strike. Well, Holly, throughout this week, has picked up his first 2 hits of the season. He did have a bases-clearing double this past Wednesday against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Runners at second and third for the Timbers. Holly looks at ball 1.
Yeah, he's really just trust the process. That's one Joel Embiid would say, but he certainly hasn't. The coaching staff has put full confidence into him. He was in quite the slump to start this season, but like you said, Sam, he's rebounded this week.
1-1 is shot foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Lopez, a strike away from minimizing the damage done by the Conejo Oaks, although the Oaks were able to take advantage of an error, a couple.
Yeah, the Oaks yesterday just had a few times where they left guys stranded.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopez delivers. This is just a little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice framing job by Gavin Taylor, but not quite good enough for a strike.
Yeah, that was just on the outside corner of that strike zone. Like you said, a good job to try to frame it. The umpire.
2-2 pitch, line drive. Coming in to score is Gonzalez. Right behind him is Davis. And it's now 4-0 Oaks on a 2 RBI single by Tyler Hawley, his 3rd hit of the season and his 5th RBI.
Right on cue for Holly. We talked about the strong week he's already had today. He's continuing with a 2 RBI double.
Brings up Brady Hewitt, who went down on strikes his last time up. Hewitt's a fastball strike right over the plate, nothing in 1. Conejo Oaks have come out banging. They've already scored in the first 2 innings. More runs than they scored yesterday, and both of their runs yesterday came in the first 2 innings. 1 in the first and 1 in the second. 0-1 from Frankie Lopez, another fastball strike over the plate. Almost a carbon copy, but slight variation in location.
That's just got to feel good if you're Tyler Hawley. Just slowly finding that rhythm at the plate.
0-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout for Frankie Lopez, his 3rd strikeout of the day. We now head to the 3rd inning, 4-0 Oaks. We'll be right back.
Now, okay, it's just ended the second. Okay.
Yeah, just click that arrow.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what's weird is that if it says end second or mid second, if you try to do balls and strikes,
It just
it'll
won't do it.
highlight red.
Okay.
And it won't do anything. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Just a heads up, I don't know who play it, and then they had said that a lot of people hear like the background noise, but not you guys. So they're like thinking of background conversations. I don't know what's going on. So it's just like they shouldn't be able to hear us down there. But just so you guys know.
Oh, here you guys?
I don't think it. Malia.
Oh, like the stream's picking it up?
Yeah, the stream does pick up.
Oh, I see.
Top of the 3rd inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field. And there's a strike on the outside corner. The batter is Jordan Carrington. His start at first base today. Carrington lines up on the right field for a base hit. So Carrington with a leadoff single.
Not bad, number 9.
Barons have their leadoff man on to start the 3rd inning. It's 4-0 Oaks as they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. scored 4 runs in yesterday's game. Yeah. That's a fair ball that goes right past Tyler Pollard. And the Barons put their first 2 guys on to start the 4th inning.
Great hitting right there from Chip Mertz. Grounded out his first time. Just gets a good piece of that down the third base line.
So the Barons with 2 runners on. Nobody out. DJ Akiyama, who drew a walk in his first plate appearance.
So, like we've already saw yesterday, the Barons can get hot. But it's up to Castro to keep them on ice.
DJ Akiyama got a piece of that first pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. Strike on the outside corner, nothing but 2 now.
I'm noticing the Barons they're not as aggressive with the first few pitches as they were on Friday. They came out swinging.
Ground ball to second. Gonzalez knocks it down, tosses to second for 1, and that's all the Oaks will get. Nice recovery by Ethan Gonzalez. He did probably. He was able to keep it within his range, and he got it after he hit his glove, but that's that bottom of the middle has cost the Oaks a potential double play.
Good. Couldn't get his grip on that one. Yeah, that looked like it could be turned for a double play, but the Oaks will still take 1 out.
Trevor Schmidt takes the ball inside. He flew out to center field his first time. Serving as the DH as Carrington, who gets the start at first. Barons with runners at the corners. 1 out. Most business we've seen them do so far. Ball down and in. Count 2-0 now on Trevor Schmidt.
Yeah, and when the Barons did have runners on base yesterday, they took plenty of advantage with a few doubles that took a few runs of the 4.
Fouled backwards against the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Trevor Schmidt, Servite High School. He's currently a junior attending Grand Canyon University, the Lopes.
There's a fly ball well struck to center field. Kevin going back. Can't make the catch. Tagging and coming to the plate is Carrington. And the Barons are on board. It's a sac fly by Trevor Schmidt. It's a 4-1
Exactly what Schmidt was able to do right there. And a good piece of hitting. You saw a few guys for the Barons put some power on some of their hits yesterday, and that makes it just a 3-run lead for the Oaks here in the 2nd inning.
Now Castro takes a look at DJ Akiyama at first. The batter for the Barons is Alejandro Torres, now with 2 outs. Barons have gotten on board here in the 3rd inning. That one is fouled straight back.
And that sacrifice fly that Schmidt just hit had an exit velocity of 100 miles, or exit speed, I should say, of 100 miles per hour, according to our TrackMan.
No balls and 1 strike. Popped out left side. Calling for it is Brady Hewitt. He makes the catch, and that will be the top of the 3rd. 4-1 Oaks. We'll be right back.
I think the audio is kind of choppy.
Man, don't forget
No, I'm gonna be. I think it's because
Here we are now in the bottom of the third inning. I think we thank you for addressing the sound issues in the chat, and we're experiencing that. But let us know if you can hear us better. We just made a minor and major adjustment all in one, and there's a strike on the outside corner to Jake Schwartz. Well, the Oaks with a 4-1 lead over the MLB Academy Barons as Schwartz looks at a ball outside, and Jake Schwartz, he drew a walk his first time up in the first inning when the Oaks scored a run. Barons have scored a run in their own in this top of the third. 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Schwartz currently a senior at Point Loma University.
Chopper to the right side. Play made by Jordan Carrington at first. 1 out. That'll bring up Anthony Thomas to the plate. Thomas, a strikeout victim his first time up, starting as the designated hitter in this game. Misses low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, last time we saw Thomas in a starting lineup, he went 0 for 3 versus the Bombers in that Sunday win.
Misses down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
We should call that the infamous win because it is nowhere on the internet to be found because all of the Wi-Fi here at Kowloon was down and still yet to see those stats.
And to be clear, it was a scheduled power outage that happened on campus, and which did cost us our Wi-Fi. We had power.
Yeah.
By the time the game started, just not internet. It's 2-1 on Anthony Thomas. Misses down and in. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Lopez still trying to find his comfortability within the strike zone.
Chop to the right side. Jordan Carrington fields and steps on the base. Out number 2. That'll bring up Isaac Veal, who singled his first time up. He singled and scored.
So back-to-back plays right there made by Jordan Carrington, the sophomore at Los Angeles Valley College. Has just appeared in 2 games for the Barons.
There's a strike over the plate. 0-1. The count on Isaac Veal. Well, Veal, an incoming junior at Westmont College, chops that one foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
So as it stands right now in the standings, the Santa Barbara Foresters and the Arroyo Seco Saints, who the Oaks will see tomorrow here at George Sparky Anderson Field, are atop the table, both sitting at 4-1.
Popped up right side. Jordan Carrington back out, and nobody catches it, but it lands foul.
It looked like Carrington was ready to make the play, and I don't know if the wind factor or a little bit of the sun, but the ball just ends up right behind him.
Well, it's an 0-2 count on Isaac Veal, the 0-2. To short. Play is made by Akiyama. He throws to first for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Frankie Lopez, the first one we have seen. We now head to the 4th inning, a third of the way through this game. We'll be right back. Well, 3 innings done. It's a 4-1 Conejo Oaks lead, and leading off for the Barons here in the top of the 4th inning, Jacob Klinovsky. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Well, Klinovsky 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second. That one's a fly ball in the air to left field. Isaac Veal underneath it and makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, he got a good piece of that. Just didn't get the distance that he wanted, but 1 down.
Brings up Gavin Taylor for the Barons, who recorded their first hit of this game. Taylor, the catcher for the Barons. Of course, his brother Colin also on the team. We've seen him start at third base.
Committed to play at UNLV next year. Was 2025 All-Western State Conference first team for Los Angeles Valley College this past season.
That one misses downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He hit .358 with 44 hits, 34 RBIs, and had 6 homers.
That misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count on Gavin Taylor. Oaks with a 3-run lead over the Barons. Oaks in 3rd place in the CCL. Barons sitting at 6th place. Popped up in foul territory. It will fly out of play. It's a 2-2 count on Gavin Taylor. With 1 out here in the 4th inning, Val Castrol enters his 4th inning of work in this game, his 8th inning of the season. 2-2. That one's fouled back, out of play. Still 2-2, and if I'm playing the odds, I wouldn't predict that Castrol would go more than 4 innings, but every now and then, as we saw in yesterday's game, we saw Caden Beloyan go 5 innings. Of course, you know, team and coach's rules for players is that they can only throw a certain amount of innings throughout the season, really. That one misses downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Castrol here. He's just about only 3 hits and just 1 run through 3 innings of work. And now his 4th.
3-2 misses upstairs. It's a full count, 1-out walk to Gavin Taylor that brings up Hunter Backstrom. Well, Backstrom laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Didn't end up leading to a run or anything, but his speed, he's one to bunt as he fouls that one right off of Galloway's mask.
He is known to steal bases, but Jacob Galloway got him yesterday. Picked him off at an attempted steal at third base. So when he is on base, he does cause issues.
No ball. No balls. That one's a shot right back up the middle, fielded by Gonzalez. Throw to second is dropped. Throw to second was dropped, and we apologize. We lost our sound for a moment, but we have it back now, what we can see. So that's going to be an error on the Oaks. It's their first of the day. So the Barons have runners at first and second with 1 out. And we'll see if the Barons can capitalize the Oaks for that mistake. Chopped left side, Tyler Hawley ends up throwing to first, and safe at first is J.J. Nielsen. Well, Hawley, I think he just hesitated for too long there, and you know, that ball was hit rather soft, perhaps not for a double play, but you know, if you can only get one, the ideal scenario for Hawley would be to step on third, but instead the Barons have the bases loaded with 1 out, and the go-ahead run is at the plate, Jordan Carrington. Chop to the right side, Jake Schwartz, his only play is first. Barons have made it a 2-run game as Taylor scores.
Yeah, and that goes back to the play by Hawley where he could have potentially just tagged on at third base and gotten Taylor out, but yeah, you're right, Sammy. He did hesitate and ends up costing the Oaks a run.
Brings up Chip Mertz for the Barons. He singled his last time up. Second and third, 2 out. Grounded to the right side. Jake Schwartz takes the hop, steps on first. Barons at another run. It's 4-2 Conejo Oaks. We now head to the bottom of the 4th. Stay tuned. Bottom of the 4th inning, it'll be Isaac Veal leading things off for the Conejo Oaks.
That is actually Ethan Gonzalez.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Ethan Gonzalez.
You and the PA also.
No worries, Ethan Gonzalez, he reached on an error his first time up. Looks at a strike right over the plate. 0-1. Well, Gonzalez, second baseman, he was involved in one of those misplays defensively in the top of the 4th, and he flies that one in the air to center field. Hunter Backstrom, right underneath it, he makes the catch for the first out.
And so that's now 5 straight retired for Lopez between the last 2 innings.
Brings up Tommy Kenlinger. Kenlinger 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a lineout. Looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Well, Kenlinger, you know, a guy that we did not see right at the start of the season, but once he has come on, he's made that impact early on, and his speed on the bases as well as his range in center field makes him one to watch and a tough out for the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, he was all over that center field last night.
Misses low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I think that's the thing, you don't realize how much space is actually in that outfield. And he was, like you said, Sammy, showing off his range.
So that one misses outside. The count goes to 3-1 on Kenlinger. 3-1 on the way. In the dirt, ball 4, a 1-out walk to Kenlinger. Frankie Lopez in his 4th inning of work has walked his second batter. Brings up Lucas Danuitz. He has singled as well as reached on an error. So Kenlinger, the runner at first, has great speed, and we've seen him take some big leads as well.
Danuitz with already 1 RBI today.
There's a fastball right on the outside part of the plate, 0-1.
Came in the 2nd inning on an RBI single when he brought in Gonzalez.
There goes Kenlinger, swing and a miss, and well, Gavin Taylor does not even throw down to second base. So it is a stolen base for Kenlinger, and for Tommy Kenlinger, that would be his first of the season. A swing and a miss, no balls and 2 strikes on Danuitz. He goes down via way of the K, 2 outs. Brings up Jacob Galloway with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Galloway 0 for 1 on the day with a sac bunt and a ground out.
And Lopez just in these past 2 innings definitely looking more comfortable on the mound.
That one drops low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Lopez had some early game obstacles, allowed 1 run in the first and 3 in the second.
Yeah, he was in a loaded bases situation that first inning and just escaped with just allowing 1 run.
Misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Kenlinger at second with 2 outs. It's a 2-0 count on Jacob Galloway. Lopez deals, and it misses outside, 3-0.
And I might say it's a pretty good attendance here for a Saturday afternoon of baseball on both sides. Both the Oaks clan and the Barron fans have made the drive up to Thousand Oaks, or, you know,
That is ripped foul.
just a drive in the neighborhood. But with Father's Day's coming up, you know, the fathers want to support their sons or mothers as well.
Oaks will be home tomorrow on Father's Day for a 1 o'clock game versus the Arroyo Seco Saints. 3-1 is launched into right field, and it is caught by Klinowski to end the inning. Well, the Oaks get a walk, but no runs. We head now to the 5th inning. Still 4-2 Oaks. We'll be right back. Here we are now in the 5th inning. Val Castrol enters his 5th inning of work. That would be a season high for him. We saw Caden Beloyan pitch 5 innings yesterday, and Castrol, a pitcher who has certainly earned that 5th inning with the way he's been throwing the ball this season. He has just allowed a couple runs this game, but he has been firing the ball to home plate with a lot of authority this season, and certainly this game. And you know, you saw him keep the Oaks in this game and pitch very well against the Foresters last Saturday.
Yeah, he has just 1 strikeout today, but he has still been dealing and giving Barron hitters issues.
Fly ball in the air to right field. Moving to his left is Danuitz, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Akiyama is retired. That'll bring up Trevor Schmidt for the Barons. 0 for 1 on the day, a fly out and a sac fly. He gave the Barons their first run in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it was a good job by Danuitz out in right field to adjust to the wind right there as the ball kind of sailed off to the right.
There's a foul ball to the right side. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Castrol so far this season has allowed a total of 5 runs. So that one drops in there for a strike, 0-2. He allowed 3 to the Santa Barbara Foresters and was subbed out in that at the top of that 5th inning. And the 0-2. Check swing, and Trevor Schmidt did not go around, so he's behind 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Chopper foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, 1 out here in the 5th inning at George Sparky Anderson Field. 1-2 on the way. Schmidt fights that one off. It goes over the glove of Brady Hewitt, and Trevor Schmidt is at first, and it looks like he's in a lot of frustration. I don't know if his bat got damaged or just the way he hit it, but he's at first with 1 out.
Yeah, that was a Good piece of hitting right there. Just got over Brady Hewitt's glove. He made every attempt to kind of backpedal into that shallow left field, and yeah, ball just got by him a little. And yeah, like you mentioned, we saw Schmidt kind of bring his bat all the way to first base, and like you said, Sammy, a little upset.
The 0-1. Misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Castro today really going with these breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Something we didn't see as much in that game against Santa Barbara, where he was using his power with his fastball.
In the air to left center field. Chasing Kenlinger back. He's able to make the catch, moving to his right for out number 2. That'll bring up Jacob Klinowski, the right fielder for the Barons. Klinowski 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out.
So already the 3rd meeting between these two teams. Both have been able to take 1 game off each other, and they'll see them. The Oaks will see the Barons next Wednesday back here at George Sparky Anderson Field.
One ball, no strikes. Castrol deals, and it's fouled away. Count is even at 1. Well, the Conejo Oaks, the defending CCL champions, certainly have got a target on their back, and the Barons, came out strong in yesterday to defeat a very tough team in the Oaks, and that one is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jacob Klinowski.
Yeah, it was really just like we talked about in the pregame, just the pitching that we saw from the Barons, and 7 scoreless.
1-2 drops low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and both of these baseball organizations have one thing in common there. Well, actually more than one, but the one I'm thinking of, both of their organizations were founded in 2006. Grounded foul to the right side, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the Barons part of that MLB Youth Academy down in Compton, California. It was actually the first ever of its kind, and then has expanded to now kind of a global reach with bringing the game to underserved communities.
Still a 2-2 count on Jacob Klinowski. Trevor Schmidt, the runner at first. 2 out here in the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 on the way. A swing and a miss. And Val Castrol with his 2nd strikeout of the day. And we now head to the bottom of the 5th. 4-2 Oaks. We'll be back. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Frankie Lopez's day is done. He yields way to J.J. Nolan. Nolan making his 2nd pitching appearance this season. So far has put up a 2.7 ERA. Has pitched exactly 1 inning of work so far, has allowed 4 runs. 3 of those were earned. Has struck out 1 batter, has walked 2, allowed 3 hits. He's faced 9 total batters so far. And the first batter he'll face is Tyler Holly. Fastball that misses low, 1 ball and no strikes.
J.J. Nolan currently a rising junior, I should say, at Cal State Dominguez. We spent the past season. Posted at 8.0 ERA in 9 appearances.
There's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tyler Holly.
Had 11 strikeouts, 10 hits, and 10 runs. 9 innings pitched for Cal State.
Fly ball in the air to right center field. Catch is made out and right by Klinowski. 1 out.
Nolan's mother played collegiate soccer at UCSB. That is University of Santa Barbara. He says his hidden talent, or his secret talent, is that he enjoys scuba diving.
It's a fastball strike on the outside corner to Brady Hewitt, and you gotta say that's a good talent and hobby to have.
Certainly is.
An impressive one too. The 0-1. Launched into right center field, and Backstrom, moving to his left, is able to make the catch. 2 out.
You know, it's something I've always wanted to do. I just never got around to it. There's a whole certificate that you got to go through. And to be quite frank, the deep parts of the sea are not your best friend.
With 2 outs, here is Jake Schwartz. Looks at a fastball outside, 1-0. Schwartz 0 for 1 on the days. Drawn a walk and is grounded out.
And the Oaks still need to keep those bats active, even though they are ahead here 4-2.
Fastball misses upstairs, 2-0. And, well, the Conejo Oaks so far 3-1 at home in the California Collegiate League and have lost their lone road game. That one misses low and away. It's 3-0 on Schwartz. Oaks up by 2 runs, a 4-2 lead here in the 5th inning. Fastball strike right over the plate, 3-1. On deck is Anthony Thomas. 3-1 pitch. Misses downstairs. It's a 2-out walk to Schwartz. Second time he's drawn ball 4.
So the Barons, while they did get the win yesterday, they are still seeking their first road win of the year. They lost 8-1 to the Arroyo Seco Saints at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field and dropped the game versus the Oaks on Tuesday 10-5. They sit at 2-3.
Pickoff throw to first. Schwartz gets back safely. Here is Anthony Thomas, 0 for 2 on the day. Gotta say, both him and Galloway are certainly great catchers to have in the starting lineup, both behind the plate and also as batters. Both hitting pretty well. Isaac Veal waits on deck for the Oaks as the count is 1-0 on Anthony Thomas.
And it's Galloway who gets his 3rd straight start behind the dish.
Misses low, 2 balls and no strikes.
Apologize, this is just his first start of the weekend. It was Nolan Johnson behind the dish yesterday.
Grounded to the right side. Jordan Carrington takes it to the bag himself. So 4 batters in this inning, but J.J. Nolan takes care of business. It's still 4-2 Oaks. We now head to the 6th. Stay tuned. We now head to the 6th inning. Val Castrol's day is done. He yields way to Winston Peterson making his first start for the Oaks this summer. And, you know, seeing that Castrol pitched 5 innings, if this lead holds up, he would be the pitcher of record. So there's a fastball that misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. The count on Gavin Taylor, 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. 1-0 from Peterson. High and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Conejo Oaks has been off to certainly a hot start this season, having dropped just 2 games. And the 2 teams that they have lost to, they have also won to once. The Foresters and the Barons. 2-0. That misses upstairs, 3-0.
Winston Peterson, a rising sophomore at Pepperdine, and your eyes are not deceiving you. He is 6'8", 250. That is, could have gone and played basketball, but he's on the mound today for the Oaks.
3-0. Here's a strike. Looked like had a little bit of movement. Might have been a slider. It's 3-1 on Gavin Taylor.
Making his CCL Summer 25 debut for the Oaks.
3-1, misses inside. It's a leadoff walk to Gavin Taylor. That'll bring up Hunter Backstrom for the Barons. Well, Backstrom has laid down a sac bunt, has also reached on an error. There's a strike on the outside corner, and you see Gavin Taylor kind of dancing around there at first base. He's trying to mess with Peterson a bit. No balls and 1 strike. Peterson delivers, and Backstrom fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, Backstrom, he had a good day at the plate in yesterday's game. Had a couple of doubles, including an RBI double in the first inning. Oh, 2 pitch. Misses high and outside, 1-2.
Peterson at Pepperdine this past season appeared in 13 games without a start. Had 5 strikeouts and 7 total innings pitched.
That's in the dirt, and they've got Gavin Taylor in a rundown. Schwartz throws to second. They've still got him in a rundown. And he'll be tagged out by Brady Hewitt. So Gavin Taylor strayed too far from the base, and Galloway fired to first, and Oaks get the first out, and that's a pretty costly base running play for the Barons.
Yeah, especially with Backstrom at the plate, someone that can bring runners in. And yeah, you're right, he just got a little too far up, put himself in a pickle, and the Oaks ate that.
A swing and a miss, so 1 pitch after the pickoff of Taylor. Backstrom strikes out, 2 down. J.J. Nielsen, the batter, 1 for 2 with a single.
He's got a very colorful batter's helmet. Everyone for the Barons has kind of been wearing that either black or navy. He's got I'm colorblind, so apologize, but it does look sort of like a pink type of helmet.
Yeah, it looks right. Misses inside, 1-0. 2 out here in the 6th inning. Oaks with a 2-run lead. Winston Peterson with the 1-0. That one is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Conejo Oaks, 3rd place in the CCL, right behind the Arroyo Seco Saints. And the Santa Barbara Foresters currently in 1st. Oaks beat the Foresters on Wednesday in what was a 9-5 win. That one drops over the plate for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count on J.J. Nielsen. 2 out in the 6th. One, 2 on the way. Swing and a miss. So a strikeout for Winston Peterson. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 4-2 Oaks. Stay tuned. Bottom of the 6th inning, still a 4-2 Oaks lead over the MLB Academy Barons. Isaac Veal leading things off for Conejo here in the bottom of the 6th. And Veal 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a ground out. First pitch from J.J. Nolan here. The bottom of the 6th, Veal pops it up right side. Foul territory, and it drops foul, so no balls and 1 strike.
Veal, one of 4 players on this Oaks roster that is from Westmont College.
He hit 3 home runs in 2025. The 0-1 to Veal. That misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. J.J. Nolan in his 2nd inning of work. He pitched well in the 5th. Faced 4 batters, allowed just 1 walk. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Veal behind in the count, 1-2. On deck is Ethan Gonzalez for the Oaks. 1-2 on the way. Chopper to short. Akiyama throws to first for the first out.
Now batting, number 8.
Brings up Ethan Gonzalez for the Oaks, the 2nd baseman. Gonzalez has reached on an error and flew out his last time up. And that's way inside. It goes to the backstop, and count is 1-0. I heard some kind of sound on that pitch.
I was going to say, it seemed like it grazed his left shoulder.
Yeah.
I thought from up here it looked like he got hit, but he seems fine, and he's back to it.
1-0, a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tommy Kendlinger waits on deck, representing the top of the order for the Oaks. The 1-0, or 1-1. Misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Oaks with the lead that they lost to in yesterday's game. It was a 4-2 victory for the MLB Academy Barons at MLB Youth Academy yesterday evening. The Oaks scored 1 run in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. As for the Barons, they scored 2 in the 1st and then 1 in the 3rd on that home run by Nathaniel Williams, and then later 1 in the 6th. Gonzalez chops one on the infield to 2nd base. Chip Mertz throws to 1st in time for out number 2.
And that was just a bang-bang play right there. That was just in the nick of time on the throw from Chip Mertz to Jordan Carrington, but that was a second later. Gonzalez would have been safe. Even a millisecond, maybe.
Tommy Kendlinger, the batter now, against J.J. Nolan. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
And as we head to those final 3 innings here at George Sparky Anderson, it's the Oaks who are, even just with a 4-2 lead, they do need to start getting on base and getting those basers home, those base runners home. As we've seen, they've now gone 3 scoreless innings after posting 3 runs in the 2nd.
1-1 is fouled straight back. 1-2 the count on Kendlinger. Well, Kendlinger had a hit in yesterday's game, has 1 hit on today so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nolan deals. Lofted in the air to right center field. That ball's going to be caught in short right center field by Chip Mertz. Nice running play. He covered a lot of ground. 6 innings done. We're now 2/3 of the way through this ball game. We head to the 7th inning. Stay tuned. We head now to the 7th inning. Alex Umland takes over on the mound for Winston Peterson. Umland entering his 2nd year at the University of Oregon, where he came from Windward School, as he gets ready to face Jordan Carrington at the plate. Carrington is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and an RBI groundout, and Alex Umland was the number 11 right-handed pitcher and number 23 overall player in California per the Prep Baseball Report. That one misses downstairs, 1-1. He was also the number 15 right-handed pitcher and the number 50 overall player in California, according to Perfect Game. Gold Coast League MVP in 2024. The Windward Athlete of the Year in 2023 and 2024. And that one eats up Jake Schwartz. And he was not able to pick it up, so Jordan Carrington is at first to start the 7th inning.
And that was a interesting way for Schwartz to try to attack that ball, almost try to kind of pull it in with both his hands, but just kind of didn't register the bounce, and leads to a base hit for Carrington. And actually, Umland is currently in the transfer portal after redshirting in his 1st year.
Popped up on the infield by Mertz in foul territory, and Schwartz is able to make the catch for the 1st out. Yeah, even after Schwartz had bobbled that ground ball, he was struggling to pick it up. Well, there's 1 out now in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up DJ Akiyama batting from the left side of the plate for the first time today, the switch hitting shortstop. Carrington at first with one out. Grounded foul to the left side. No balls and one strike. Well, Akiyama 0 for 2 on the day so far with a walk, as the Barons still trail by 2 in this game here in the 7th inning. There's a fastball that misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Barons have the tying run at the plate in the name of Akiyama. 1-1. Fought off by Akiyama. It's now a 1-2 count. With 1 out, and Umland and the Oaks potentially a double play away from heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. One, two on the way. That one is fouled off of Akiyama. That kind of took a weird backward spin.
Yeah, it was gonna be a chopper towards the right side, and it looks like it clipped off his bat as he went all the way around.
One of those rare hit his bat twice occurrences. One, two on the way. High and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jordan Carrington, the runner at first base, the second time he has been on base this game.
Brought in on the sacrifice fly from Trevor Schmidt. And
2-2, a swing and a miss. So Carrington goes down via way of the K. Or I beg your pardon, Akiyama. Trevor Schmidt is now the batter, with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Schmidt singled his last time up. And I believe he does have a different bat this time. Might have been frustration as he was heading to first from his broken bat, as Galloway checks on Carrington, but he gets back safely. Well, Trevor Schmidt on the day. 1 for 2. Single, a fly out, and a sac fly, responsible for 1 of 2 runs that the Barons have. There's a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Well, the Barons have not scored since the 4th inning. And ironically, the Oaks have not scored since the 2nd inning like yesterday. There's a swing and a miss. It's a 2-1 count on Trevor Schmidt, but the Oaks pitching and their bullpen has been able to hold the Barons at bay for now. And like I said before, Val Castrol, he went 5 innings, and with the Oaks in the lead, if this lead holds, he'll be the winning pitcher. 2-1 misses down and away. 3-1 on Trevor Schmidt.
And the Oaks are happy with that 3-run 2nd inning, because anything less would have made it just a 1-score game.
3-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. 3-2. Well, with a full count and 2 outs, Carrington will be running. Three-two on the way. There goes Carrington, and it's upstairs for ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Trevor Schmidt. Umland facing some 2-out traffic here. Brings up Alejandro Torres, 0 for 3 on the day. Couple of ground outs and a fly out. The Barons have the tying runs on base. First pitch from Umland. That one misses low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Torres. A base hit to the outfield could make this a 1-run game.
Torres 0 for 3 on the day.
Chopper to short. Hewitt, underhand toss to second for the force. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 4-2 Oaks. Time to stretch here at George Sparky Anderson Field. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Oaks will come up to bat. Lucas Danuwitz will get things started for the Oaks. Alex Umland worked his way out of trouble, left a couple runners on base. Danuwitz lines the ball to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit and will go all the way to the wall. Danuwitz hustles into second base. He's not satisfied. He's going to third, and he slides in safely. And Lucas Danuwitz with a leadoff triple. And the Oaks have potentially a key insurance runner on base.
And that was a great piece of hitting from Danuwitz, who shows up when the Oaks need him. And in a big way, finds the gap, and like you said, made it all the way to the wall, and just great base running right there. Shows off the speed and gets the Oaks' first triple of the day.
And Danuwitz, a guy, he can run, first of all, but when he builds momentum on the bases, it can seemingly look close, and he'll make it seemingly with ease. So Danuwitz at third with nobody out. The infield is up for the Barons. And Jacob Galloway takes a ball high and outside. One ball and no strikes. It's 4-2 Oaks. J.J. Nolan in his third inning of work. 1-0. There's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And in 2025 with Kalu, Danuwitz had 2 triples.
1-1, nobody out. Runner at third. Nolan delivers. Galloway looks at a ball downstairs, 2-1. Well, J.J. Nolan, he's been outstanding on the mound today. He has pitched 2 shutout innings so far.
Yeah, certainly keeping the Barons alive here while they surrendered 4 early runs.
2-1 misses down and in, 3 balls and 1 strike.
But an opportunity here for the Oaks to add insurance, as it's just a 2-run lead at the bottom of the 7th.
3-1 to Galloway. Nolan delivers. Shot through the left side. That's a base hit. That'll play Danuitz. It's now a 5-2 Oaks lead on an RBI single by Jacob Galloway.
And just perfectly executed by Galloway. Gets between Nielsen and Akiyama on the left side. And that's now the first run scored for the Oaks in 5 innings. And a mound visit from the infield. And the Barons pitching coach,
AJ Monarez out to the mound just to talk to Nolan. There is some action in the Barons bullpen. And looks like JJ Nolan is going to stay out there for the time being. Well, now the batter is Tyler Hawley. So Galloway at first, he delivered the RBI single to score Danuitz. Galloway at first, nobody out. It's 5-2 Oaks. And a check on Galloway at first. Tyler Hawley, 2 for 3 on the day. Chops that one foul. He had an RBI single in the first and a 2-run single in the second. It's behind 0-1 after that foul ball. Runner at first, nobody out. There's a check and the ball gets away from Jordan Carrington, and on to second goes Galloway. So an error on JJ Nolan on the pickoff attempt moves Galloway into second base, and everything going wrong in this inning so far for the Barons. No balls and 1 strike, the count on Tyler Hawley. Pitch on the way. Misses inside, 1-1. On deck for the Oaks is Brady Hewitt. One on the way. High and outside, it's 2-1.
be a big opportunity for Hawley to get his 3rd RBI of the day.
One, 2-1 to Hawley. That's in the dirt. It gets by Gavin Taylor right beside him. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Hawley, and again a runner at third with nobody out. And this time a 3-run ball game. Three and 1 to Hawley. Nobody out. Galloway at third. 3-1 is chopped foul right into the Oaks dugout, and that went right in between the 2 safety nets. Is that a goal?
Cade Falskin had to jump over that chopper into the dugout.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Hawley. The infield is up with nobody out. Payoff pitch is down and away for ball 4. And out to the mound goes Ken Landreau, and I believe this is going to be it for JJ Nolan, and caught that ball in frustration. Yep, we are going to have a pitching change. We'll step aside for the moment. Well, J.J. Nolan is finished after going 2+, and he's allowed 1 run so far this inning, but the 2 runners on base do belong to Nolan, so if they score, those runs would go to his name. But taking over for J.J. Nolan is Hudson LaBarbera. LaBarbera making his second pitching appearance of the season, has thrown an inning and a third so far, has walked 3 batters, has allowed just 1 run, has not allowed a hit yet this season. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and Tyler Hawley got a good secondary lead there, but the batter is Brady Hewitt for the Conejo Oaks. 1 ball and no strikes. Hewitt chops that one foul. Well, Hudson LaBarbera, an incoming junior at Sonoma State University, where he transferred after 1 year at Orange Coast College, which he attended in 2024. He was actually a catcher at Orange Coast College. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hewitt. LaBarbera issues 1 upstairs. It's 2-1, and this past 2025 season at Sonoma, he made 6 appearances, struck out 4 batters, held batters to a .395 batting average. First and third, nobody out. 2-1 on Hewitt. Hewitt gets jammed, pops it up to the right side, and it's Jordan Carrington who makes the catch as he almost gets collided with by Chip Mertz. A big first out for the Barons. That'll bring up Jake Schwartz, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks.
And just the first out of this inning, and the Oaks continue to put the pressure on, whether it's LaBarbera or what was Nolan.
There's a fastball high and outside, 1-0, the count on Jake Schwartz. One ball, no strikes. First and third, 1 out. Schwartz rips one, it eats up Carrington at first base. In to score is Galloway. Going to third is Holly. He will be stopped there, and Schwartz is safe at second. And it's an RBI for Jake Schwartz.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting, but I think Carrington, if he could, he'd want that one back. He just did not position himself well on that line drive right there from Schwartz. So now another run added to the board for the Oaks as they lead 6-2 there.
First pitch to Anthony Thomas, misses upstairs. Thomas is still hitless on the day. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The infield is up for MLB Academy. It's 6-2 Oaks. One 0 on the way. Drops in there for a strike, 1-1. Isaac Veal waits on deck. Holly at third and Schwartz at second. 1-1 on the way. That misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Oaks with a 4-run cushion over the Barons. Hudson LaBarbera with the 2-1. Misses outside with that fastball. It's now 3-1 on Anthony Thomas. A walk here would load the bases and exacerbate the trouble that the Barons are facing. 3-1. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate.
And this was the exact response you wanted to see from the Oaks in this 7th inning. Adding that insurance of 2 runs here now makes the pitcher's job just a little bit easier, as we head into the final 3 innings.
3-2 to Thomas. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A big and much needed second out for the Barons.
And that was a generous gift by the umpire on the strike call. That was, according to our track man, on the very outside of that plate. But 2 down.
Isaac Veal, the batter. Veal with 1 hit on the day so far, takes the ball upstairs.
And all umpires aren't perfect. That's what I'm trying
Second
to get.
and third with 2 outs. Veal muscles one to shallow center field. Hunter Backstrom in to make the catch. Oaks score 2 more. A big inning for Conejo. We head to the 8th, 6-2 Oaks. Here we are now in the top of the 8th inning, and leading off for the Barons is Jacob Klinowski. 0 for 3 on the day so far. He struck out his last time up. Alex Umland in another inning of work. This would be his 2nd inning of work. There's a ball inside, 1-0. Yeah, Winston Peterson followed Val Castrol. And there's a chopper to the right side, and then Peterson, who pitched a scoreless 6th, is followed by Umland.
was a very good outing in the 7th inning for the Oaks.
1-1 misses in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Added 2 more to their lead, which now puts it at a 4-run lead here at the top of the 8th inning.
2 balls and 1 strike. Misses upstairs, 3-1. Klinowski so far a ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. 3-1 from Umland. Lifted in the air to right center field. A long run for Kenlinger. He's able to make the catch. We talked about the range of Kenlinger, and, you know, he's in center field for a reason.
Yeah, and he glides across that outfield grass over there, and he just looks like he's having fun. I mean, that was made a great play right there to get the out. But he has certainly been, especially in these past 2 games versus the Barons, today here at George Sparky, Anderson Field, and then also at the MLB Youth Academy, he was just all over the place.
First pitch misses low to Gavin Taylor, who is 1 for 1 on the day, a single and 2 walks. Barons chasing 4 runs now. Misses outside for a ball. 2-0. Time is called for a ball on the field that came in from the bullpen. The bullpen that is very much open on the field. To Taylor, chop to third. Nice pick at third by Tyler Holly. Throw to first for the second out. Holly made that one look easy. Brings up Hunter Backstrom. 0 for 2 on the day with a sac bunt. He's another guy that we've seen cover a great range in center field. That's lifted in the air to left field. Isaac Veal underneath it to make the catch. Out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Umland. Bottom of the 8th inning, Oaks looking to get more insurance. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 8th inning, another new pitcher for the Barons, Sebastian Diaz, the 4th pitcher that the Barons have used today. Diaz, an incoming redshirt senior at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, previously pitched at Cypress College. He was there from 2020 to 2022. He was also at Concordia University, Irvine in 2023. Did not see action in 2024, redshirted. And he faces Ethan Gonzalez, who leads off the bottom of the 8th. Misses outside for a ball.
Has just made one appearance thus far this summer for the Barons. And less than an inning pitch, allowed 1 run.
Popped up in foul territory. Coming on, Jordan Carrington. He makes a nice running catch. 1 gone here in the 8th inning, and saw Carrington kind of caught that one in a slightly unconventional manner. You saw him with rather than backhand, like just a straight hand out and on the run.
Yeah, he kind of went underhand right there, but gets the out.
Tommy Kenlinger now at the plate. First pitch misses upstairs. I gotta say, Sebastian Diaz has a pretty fascinating windup. The way it seems normal at first, the way he sets, and when he's about to like charge up to throw, I mean, he like totally just goes, I don't even know how to explain it in words. He just stretches all out from like 0 to 100.
Yeah, it's like a freeze frame for
Yeah.
about 1 second as he's doing his windup.
I wonder what it takes to develop a standard windup like that. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kenlinger. Diaz delivers. Kenlinger lifts the ball to right center field. On the run is Hunter Backstrom. He makes the catch. 2 outs. Well, we talked about Backstrom earlier. Kenlinger, a center fielder himself who flies that one to center field. He knows the effort that it takes to run that ball down. So when he sees that happen, you know, you have to think that he feels some pride for the center fielder there. Brings up Lucas Danuitz, who tripled his last time up. Tripled and then scored pretty much immediately on a RBI single by Jacob Galloway, who waits on deck. Ground ball to short. Akiyama to first, and that sets the stage for the 9th inning. Last chance for the Barons to come back. We'll be right back. Here we are in the 9th inning. The Conejo Oaks 3 outs away from improving their record to 5-2 in the CCL. Xander Allen Fox on the mound to try to close it out as he faces J.J. Nielsen, who leads off this 9th inning. He looks at a ball upstairs. Well, Xander Allen Fox, an incoming junior at Grossmont College. He went 3-1 in 7 appearances in 2025. He struck out 30 batters, allowed just 1 home run, a 5.11 ERA. That one is chopped foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on J.J. Nielsen. And Xander Allen Fox so far this season has made 2 appearances on the mound, has pitched in 3 total innings, has struck out 1 batter, and there's a check swing, and Nielsen went around. It's a 1-2 count on Nielsen. One ball, 2 strikes. Allen Fox delivers, and that one misses in the dirt. The count evens at 2.
Xander Allen Fox has appeared in 2 games this season for the Oaks, most recently facing off against the Barons in 2 innings pitched. Just allowed 1 hit.
2-2 to Nielsen, high and outside. It's a full count. Three-two on the way. That one is fought off by J.J. Nielsen. On deck is Jordan Carrington. Nielsen on the day, 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a single. 3-2 on the way. A shot to third. Tyler Hawley with the backhand pick. He has been electric at third base.
That was a terrific play right there. Like you said, backhands it and is able to fire it in time to get the out. That was one heck of a play by Hawley, who just continues to play extremely well at that third base. We saw him yesterday in left field, but he's just a natural at third.
Certainly giving the crowd a show, and that brings up Jordan Carrington. 1 out, he takes one high and inside for a ball. Well, the Oaks tomorrow scheduled to host the Arroyo Seco Saints for a 1 p.m. game on Father's Day, right here at George Sparky Anderson Field. 1 ball and no strikes. Carrington lines the ball right up the middle for a base hit, so the Barons are not done yet, as Jordan Carrington with his 2nd hit of the day.
Yeah, just good piece of hitting right there to keep the Barons alive here with 1 out.
Well, on the schedule tomorrow for the Barons, they will be hosted by the Orange County Riptide for a 5:30 p.m. game at the Great Park in Irvine, California. 1 out. There's a strike on the outside corner to Chip Mertz. Mertz so far 1 for 4 on the day with a single. Check on Carrington at first. 1 out in this inning. Oaks a double play away from winning this game. That one is fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. And should this lead hold to finish off the game, the Barons would fall to 2-4 on the season. No balls and 2 strikes on Chip Mertz. Xander Allen Fox steals. That one is fouled away. Mertz putting up a nice at-bat against Xander Allen Fox. 0-2 on the way. That one is fouled off. So still an 0-2 count on Chip Mertz, the leadoff batter for the Barons. Four-run lead for the Oaks with one out in the ninth. Another 0-2. Misses upstairs, 1-2.
A good matchup here between Alan Fox and Mertz. Just waiting for one to break.
1-2 pitch. Fouls off another. Well, Mertz really battling Xander Allen Fox, getting his money's worth here, and you know the Barons, they've got an uphill battle in front of him if they want to come back and tie it up and take the lead. Another check on Carrington at first. One out in the ninth inning. That one is fouled off. Still 1-2 on Chip Mertz. He is putting on one heck of an at-bat against Xander Allen Fox.
Yeah. The Barons won't go away here in the ninth inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. There's a fly ball to center field. Tommy Kendlinger underneath it to make the catch. 2 gone. That leaves it up to DJ Akiyama. Akiyama 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. Carrington the runner at first with 2 outs. Oaks 1 out away from securing their 5th league victory of the season. First pitch. Misses outside, and with nobody holding Carrington on, he's able to take a bigger lead. No need to either, with the lead that the Oaks have. 1-0. There goes Carrington, and they will give him second base. So it's a 2-0 count on Akiyama.
That's probably going to be the easiest stolen base in Jordan Carrington's career.
Akiyama gets a piece, and the lead that Carrington has at second base, he's about halfway down the line. Almost.
Yeah, well, Hewitt and Gonzalez are spread very far apart from each other.
Akiyama looks at a ball upstairs, 3-1.
So down to just 1 out for the Barons.
The 3-1. Chopped foul right off the knee of Akiyama, so the count runs full, and the Oaks now 1 strike away from taking this game from the Barons, and in this week essentially taking 2 out of 3 from the Barons.
Yeah, they'll see him again next Wednesday, but
Carrington takes third, and the 3-2. Misses upstairs, it goes to the backstop, and Carrington will come to the plate and score. So a walk and a wild pitch that brings Carrington home, and he had stolen third before the pitch was even thrown. And I was actually just thinking it might not be a bad idea for Carrington to take third.
yeah,
Because, you know, the amount of feet that he is off the base kind of made it easy, so it's now a 3-run game.
yeah, the Oaks gave him plenty of leeway, and almost worked out perfect that it was a wild pitch.
Akiyama takes second. Yeah, same thing right there. Plenty of leeway. Nobody holding him on the bases. And now Trevor Schmidt, the batter. And he's got a 1-0 count.
It's not a dire concern for the Oaks to let them steal base, but
1-0, skied in the air to center field. Kendlinger underneath this one. Should be no problem. He makes the catch, and the Oaks win 6-3 over the MLB Academy Barons. And this week, the Oaks take 2 out of 3 games from the Barons. Oaks now 5-2 in California Collegiate League play. 6-2 overall on the season, and Barons now 2-4 on the season. And just another great win for the Conejo Oaks, who came through. It was a little bit of a slow finish in the 9th inning, but they got the job done. They finished it off. And the Oaks took care of business at home, and we welcome you back up to our broadcast booth. And, well, the Oaks, they came back from yesterday's loss. I mean, you know, the Barons, you could say they were not happy about their 10-5 loss to the Oaks this past Tuesday, right? And then they came out on their home field yesterday and took care of business, and the Oaks essentially returned the favor today. A 6-3 win over the Barons. And, you know, we talk about those first 2 innings, the Oaks scoring 1 run in the first 3 in that 2nd inning, and then 2 more in the 7th. Barons, you know, they didn't go quietly. Even in the 9th inning, they scored 1 run, and it was getting a little nerve-wracking if you're on the Oaks side, but Oaks able to finish it off and put the Barons away today.
yeah, totally. I think for the Oaks, you know, you talk about the pitchers. We saw Val Castro come on. He was great in the beginning as the starting pitcher. And then even just the relief guys. We saw Peterson for the first time this season, Umland for the first time this season, Alan Fox obviously getting things done. But I think that's the great thing, right? They had the loss yesterday, and with in less than 24 hours, they were able to bring it back to the diamond here at George Sparky Anderson as a home game now. But they were able to take advantage. And, yeah, the pitching was very strong, and the bats made plays when they needed to.
They certainly did. And how about Val Castro, too, going 5 innings, allowed just 2 runs, 2 strikeouts. He, you know, again, like we mentioned, he pitched 4 innings in that 14-5 loss against the Santa Barbara Foresters last week, last Saturday. And, you know, he just allowed 3 runs then. And, you know, today he comes out, just allows a couple. And, you know, the bullpen, again, certainly held up strong today for the Conejo Oaks. And, yeah, we'll see the Oaks back here at George Sparky Anderson Field tomorrow, a 1 p.m. game tomorrow on Father's Day. On Father's Day, they will host the Arroyo Seco Saints tomorrow. That's it for today. Want to thank you all for tuning in on behalf of our spectacular crew. Alongside Judo Kanyas, I've been Sammy Fawn, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody.